Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Command Center. We'd like to put our favorite commander, maybe even yours, front and center. And you know we can't do it unless we play those three disrespectful letters, EDH. What does it stand for today, Hadoken?
It stands for Examining Deck Hypothesis. That's right. We got a lot of theories out here. I got the theory of a dead man. I got the theory that birds don't exist. That's right. It's surveillance vans that deliver pieces to your house, and it's always undercooked pepperoni. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Derek? In that hot-ass desert where you pee outside and it evaporates in your nose. Speaking of peeing, don't go to your local theater where you watch Demon Slayer and a man might swiggle his willy and pee on you. Wait, what are we talking today? What are we talking about today?
Why are you peeing in noses? The evaporation of pee, honestly, it's so hot out here, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know why you're peeing in noses. Everybody knows you avoid peeing in noses. That's just like a first thing that you're taught is if you are to pee on someone in an emergency, you get bit by a snake or jellyfish, I don't know, you piss on random things for emergencies. Avoid the nose. It's like the first thing you're taught.
How else are you supposed to know what the Rock is cooking?
What are we recording? What are we talking about?
What is the topic?
We're talking about play styles and deck styles. So it's basically play styles and deck styles that we both personally avoid and don't necessarily enjoy playing against. And there's a lot of reasons. It might just be because we're petty. Maybe we're just extra petty. Maybe it's also because we're petty. But there might be other reasons, like maybe logic's involved or maybe there's other things. So this is funny because we started talking about like the pre-topic before, and I'm excited to see what y'all say because I do realize, like, just thinking about it, there's definitely some play styles that I've never seen either of y'all even attempt, or if you have, it was like toe was dipped in immediately. Like, no, I'm never doing this again. This was awful. I feel disgusting. Said, I know you kind of had some thoughts to start. I'll throw it over to you.
Yeah, I guess we can start with our personal play style, some of the things that we personally do not dabble in. I probably have dipped my toe in a number of play styles. I would say at this point in time, one that I'm currently not doing that I avoid are combo decks, decks with combos, any number of combos, whether it's like 2, 3, or 4 combos, or if necessarily like a number of pieces it takes to make a combo. Like I definitely stay away from like 2-card combos because I feel like those are just sometimes a little bit too easy, and that's just kind of, sometimes I feel like it ruins the vibe, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does, maybe in my particular play groups. But I think lately play groups I've been in, I think that I'm going to start implementing combos. I have a couple of decks that I'm working on, and I think one of them might include a few combos. Like I thought about just making a straight combo deck, like the deck just wins off of 2 to 3 card combos, and you don't know how you're gonna lose.
I'm gonna be honest. Combos irritate the absolute fuck out of me. I'm gonna be 1,000% honest. And actually, when I play card games and I'm playing my deck and I accidentally walk into a combo, sometimes and y'all can quote me on this too. I'll be like, you know what? Just take all of the triggers off. They don't exist. I don't even care anymore because I want the average turn should last less than 5 seconds. I'll be 1,000% honest with you. Anything over 5 seconds and you do it too goddamn much. I swear, when people sit there like, wait a second, let me figure this out. Pass your turn. You pass your turn. If you don't already have it in your mind how your deck is supposed to operate, I'm not about to, like, I have literally walked away. Y'all don't know this. I have walked away and made whole goddamn sandwiches while somebody was taking their turn.
Is that where you go?
Yes.
'Cause there's times on streams, look, there are definitely times on streams where a player, not to be named Danny, will be taking like it's basically a 30-minute. He's just playing with himself on camera for a very long time. And you just leave. And I always thought maybe it was like, you got work early in the morning. You had to get, are you just making it? You're making food?
I either go take a hot shit or go make a sandwich. Not in that order.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, some of the play groups we play with now in Atlanta, they don't mind combos. So these are typically some stronger decks, and they don't seem to power them down. So I think I need to start loading up on at least one deck with some combos. Like, just keep one of them on me. You know what I mean? Like I used to be a deviant combo player back in the day. I think I still have it in me.
So I do have a question for you based on that, though, because I kind of have a theory with combo, and as a reformed combo player, maybe going back to the dark side, I want to know your thoughts on this. And my thoughts on combo is it felt like back in the earlier days of Commander, you think a lot of the combos felt clever. Like it was combos you didn't necessarily see in other formats or things like that. So like there were a lot of combo decks doing weird things that you were just like, oh wow, you had to think. Like you really had to like find these old cards from these old piles and you put this together. Versus nowadays, like there are so many cards that combo, it doesn't take any effort anymore. Like it just feels like, yeah, you took the easy way out. Like the analogy I always use in games is it feels like using some easy combos in decks now is almost just like bringing a bazooka to a knife fight. It's just like, yeah, we all could have grabbed one. It was sitting right there. It's the easiest thing possible, but like there's no art in that. There's no creativity.
I get what you're saying because a lot of times the combos it'd be like, it's literally out of nowhere. But now when you see the piece coming, it's like hearing somebody's stomach grumble. A fart is like 5 seconds behind it. So it's like anytime somebody plays a card, you notice when they play the card, everybody look up at the same time and look at each other like, okay, here we go with this bullshit.
So I would say yes and no. I know you asked a question, but the way I thought about it in my head was yes and no. I think that after a certain number of years, like certain combos just become old. Like we've seen the Gravecrawler combo billion times. I can't even think of the other pieces, but I think it's like 3 pieces or something like that. But we've seen those combos billion times. Like Ken said, when one shows up, we know to either eliminate that player or eliminate 1 or 2 of those pieces as soon as they hit the board. So yeah, originally at one point they were a little bit more sophisticated, but not necessarily as hard to get off. Even back in the day, I still had other 2-card combos. One that I used to personally play, I'm probably going to bring back, is Leyline of the Void. Is the 2 and 2 black enchantment that says that all of my opponents' cards go to the graveyard. And then I also have a old. This might be a reserve list card at this point, but Helm of Obedience.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, Helm of Obedience is a 4-drop artifact that says you can pay any amount of mana into the artifact. And for this specific combo, you only have to pay 1 mana, and it'll dump your opponent's entire library into the graveyard. Into exile. Because that's where, because it's searching for a creature, but it never makes it into the graveyard. So it just keeps going. So that's a 2-card combo that I stumbled upon that back in the day, and I was like, nobody will see this coming. Probably over some time, it's become more popular, but you also still don't necessarily see it. It's not to say it's sophisticated, but at the same time, it's in a kind of nebulous realm where if you see a ley line, people don't expect to see a Helm of Obedience because most people don't even know that card exists. So I kind of more so feel like those combos for me are a little bit more tasteful because it's like you don't know the other piece or pieces. Whereas, we see the Gravecrawler or if we see the Ashnod's Altar, yeah, we know what's coming.
Yeah, there's 7,000 infinite combat, combos or landfall combos or that are just like, if that's the meta for it, and like you said, if it's a survival thing where all the decks are that powerful, it's just like that's the meta. That's cool. But it felt like back in the day, pulling those things out, even in like lower power games, could be cool because it's like, wow, how did you figure that out? Like that's a weird card. I didn't know that existed, but like that's cool too. Like if I'm even in a lower power game and someone uses like 3 or 4 cards I've never heard of to combo off, like that's still kind of cool as hell. Like I'm not gonna lie, I still might get excited about like why did you even know that card existed? Versus an Ashnod's or something like that where it's like, okay, we all know this can happen. You're the douche knob that like decided it was necessary to pull it out right now.
Yeah, because I mean, like we see like things today like the white enchantment that gives all the treasures. I stopped playing it because
Smothering Tide.
Smothering Tide, yes, is a game changer now. So I don't have it in any of my decks right now unless I plan on being it nasty. But yeah, like that and Windfall effects, like that's just a 2-card combo that's just super easy and just utterly ridiculous and just like win more. Like I think that's the term. Yeah. It's just like Smothering Tide was already doing it for you. Now you're just really doing it. So it's just like it gets to a certain point where unless your pod is like, I guess combos might be considered higher power for some people. I'm not sure exactly how some people see that. So it kind of just feels, it depends on where you fall on the spectrum of where combos fit into your preferred playstyle. So it could be considered higher level, or it could be considered just that's something I avoid. That's CEDH type stuff, or that's just cheating, depending on how you see it.
Yeah, and we all know CDH players suck on gas tanks for fresh air. But anyway, let me get to the ones that let me get to the one I don't play. Voltron. I think Voltron is the dumbest part, the dumbest strategy to play. You gonna put all your faith in one creature like a dummy.
I've never seen Kid do Voltron.
I will never do Voltron. That's on there with monocolored decks. Like I'd rather watch somebody sell butt on the streets than sit there and play a Voltron deck. Get out of here. I'm gonna load up this one creature with all my valuable cards and everything, and then hope that you're gonna let me sit there swing for damage. Board wipes, edict effects, just straight middle fingers, anything. Somebody can call frog and I gotta sacrifice my creature. Are you kidding me? And don't let somebody pillow fort so I can't even get to you to hit you. Like, shut your mouth and your ass. What about you, Derek?
In that order. That's order. Crazy. I've never seen you play. And like, we were talking about play styles. I feel like I've at least seen y'all attempt every type of deck. I've never even seen you like look at a Voltron deck before.
It's against my religion.
That. Oh my god! And it's funny, as someone who has tried many a Voltron deck, I agree with you 100%. They are both, especially it feels like Voltron is in a lot of like lower powered pods too. Or like that's where it tries to fit in a lot of times. It's like you either murder someone right away and then everyone kills you, and then someone's stuck sitting there for 3 hours, or everyone just kills you. There's like never an in between. It is a weird. You know what? As someone who has failed to enjoy many a Voltron deck, I'm with you on that. I'm pointing there. I'm with you on that, Ken. I am fully on board of saying, yeah, no, Voltron's not the move.
It's a glass toilet seat because you can just see the shit coming.
I definitely find myself falling into the trap of Voltron in a number of my decks when I start building, because I think when I started looking at equipment, I started looking for things that are just like, of course they can advance your gameplay, and the equipment does like multiple things. And then I started thinking about like, man, what creature would be dope to have like multiple things on it? And I'm just like, wait. I can't be doing that. Or I might do it with the auras. Like that's where I really like get stuck. Like I'm like, man, this creature has like these 2 auras, is over. I think Bruna, the angel.
Oh gosh. Yeah, Bruna.
I have a secret Bruna deck where I think I'm saying her name correctly. It's been a while. The white and blue angel that when it
like
enters,
the light is something like Bruna light of what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up. This is bothering me now. Yeah.
The 6 drop. When it comes in,
Bruna that pays the light bill.
Right.
Light of alabaster.
Yeah, when she comes in, she gets all the auras from your graveyard, and you just throw them onto her and just do that last little swing out. That's Voltron in a nutshell. Light Pause, kind of that's Voltron, but with I think he does the auras as well and the equipment. Can't remember if he does Light Pause does equipment, but I think he does both. But our friend Kobe's Rugrat, I can't even say that thing's name.
Rugrat,
the 0 drop partner that is just equipment central. Maybe he's the only one that plays it that way. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, that gets out of hand crazy real quick. But you are putting all your faith into that one creature, and it is very glass cannon. So I try to avoid it, but it does creep in a little bit. I try to spread out my auras as much as I can, so it's not just stacking all into one creature.
Yeah. No, I can't disagree. Can't disagree on that one. Voltron is a bit of it is one that it's hard to find the right meta for it, and even find a right deck that makes you happy enough. The Voltron decks look some of the best on paper, and then you put it together, and it doesn't always play out as fun as you'd expect. So my first pick for one that I've tried to get to make work in a million different ways, and I just don't like at all, is lands decks, landfall. I should say specifically in Commander. I love lands as in like every other format, and I've tried every possible lands deck over the years to make it work, starting with Titania and like every variation of that. And landfall specifically is a deck I will never find fun to play or play against. I think it's the most miserable thing in Magic. It's like operating on a resource system that nobody can interact with. Nobody's playing mass land destruction. So if you're just landfalling the whole time, you're going to be way out ahead of everybody. So if someone board wipes, you already have an advantage. Most of the landfall payoffs are just these like obnoxious value engines that make the game take forever. So it's like, oh, I got a Scoot Swarm, I got a Rampaging Baylots, I got an Avenger of Zendikar, I got this. I have 1 million tokens on the board. It's all clogged up. I can't stand lands decks. I lost the fun in playing them because they felt too powerful. And when you sit down with one at a table, it's just like, oh, great. Now I got to sit here and watch someone play with themselves, and they're going to take 30-minute turns, and it's just miserable.
Wait, before Ken gives his grievance, I want to jump on this hate train too.
There we go.
I have tried many of years.
Join me in the hate.
I have tried many of years to do my share of landfall. I have together right now a landfall deck with Necro Bloom because I thought it was like a weird. Just thought it was like a weird. What's the land card that creates zombies that you play there?
Field of the Dead.
Field of the Dead on a creature.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's see how this works as a commander. Like Field of the Dead as a commander, and also does some other stuff. But I haven't had a chance to really let us do his thing because I just either really suck at landfall or I play in groups where I just don't get a chance to get it off. Or you just really need to be able to do landfall from what I observed. Super fast, almost uninteractable, or you just have several interactions to make sure that your lands go wherever you need them to go, whether it be graveyard or onto the battlefield. And I don't like playing that fast, playing that way. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's why I'm doing landfall wrong. So before, like I said, we turn it over to Ken to gush about landfall. Down with landfall. Down with lands decks. Ken, go.
You
shut your mouth.
Go ahead.
My last thing, last point.
Because I'm building meter right now. I'm building meter right now.
My biggest issue is that it's one of the few deck archetypes that is no good way to interact with. And that's the thing that's most annoying about it, is there's really no good way to counteract a landfall deck. There's just not. And so, to me, that's no fun. Like, I don't want to play a deck my opponents can't interact with, and I don't want to play against a deck where I can't interact with their best resource. Like, it just feels like, oh, you're playing in a little bubble over there while everyone else is out actually on the battlefield. Ken, have your time.
Sons of bitches, that's what you are. I personally feel attacked for this. First of all, my turns never go that long. Second of all, I don't just sit there.
Explain your landfall decks.
Okay, I have 2 landfall decks. One is Wind Grace, which is designed to actually there's like 27 win conditions in that deck. I can beat you in like 27 different ways. I can I don't have to beat you the same way twice.
Go on.
But I don't that's not an instant win deck for me because a lot of times I stall out, especially if I can't filter through my deck. So a lot of times I can just have a bunch of lands out that do absolutely nothing, which has happened in several of our games. I just want to point that out since you bastards want to hop on the circle jerk together. Second of all, it is one of my most fair decks in recent years. Only thing I swapped out was Valakut, and that was the only thing that made it pop off completely. And because of that, I put that deck on the shelf. And now I play the new deck, which is ultimately fair. So I don't want to sit here and hear that bull crap when Derek, a majority of your decks was taking stuff from other people when we first met you. So you shut your mouth and your ass. I don't want to hear this bull crap. My land decks was highly ineffective until like a couple of months ago. So yeah, eat that. You can take that shit sandwich. You can eat it yourself.
I will say
revisionist history.
You lost me a little bit there, but one of the things I will agree with is you typically pitch your Windgrace as a stronger deck, which I appreciate. You've never took out Windgrace and said this is a weak deck.
No.
The thing that my biggest problem with Landfall, and this is not directed at you, Ken, this is just a general thing. How many times I've sat down with somebody who said, "Oh, this is a fair deck. Oh, this is a weaker deck. Oh, it's doing this. Oh, it's doing that," but it's Landfall. It's just one of those, it feels like there's no awareness, and that if you're playing a land strategy, the minimum power level of it is so much higher than most other strategies. So yeah, now Ken, when you sit at a table with Windgrace, I know my face is about to get beat in, but you tell me that. I'm aware. I'm prepared.
Now,
It's not. So I don't have a problem with your Wind Grace.
I bring multiple decks, and I let everybody know which decks do what. Until recently, Wind Grace is.
Believe it or not, this category was not. This was not directed at you.
It feels personal.
Enough.
It feels very personal.
Never
all right?
said anything about you or your commander.
It's you sneeze in my face and be like, "Oh, I didn't mean you." It's like, what? What am I supposed to sit here and take this?
I give you the credit. You always give Wind Grace the proper introduction as to what's about to go down. It's never fake sold. My issue comes. Yeah, I was giving you compliments. I was about to give you more compliments.
Shut your compliment ass up. What's your complimenting ass? No. You know what I hate? I hate people who put expensive lands in decks when they don't need them. Oh, and I hate people who put arbitrary cards from 20 years ago with 12 errata text that we got to sit there and read and figure the fuck out because he wants to be dark and mysterious. Oh, I hate glossy cards that have altars of horror franchises we don't give a damn about. I hate Sphinx cards that make you choose stuff because you play your own goddamn deck. Y'all want to start making stuff personal? We can start making stuff personal.
Don't you talk bad about Valak.
You put that
bad about Valak.
You put that moonwalking nun and back into the toilet where you found her. You don't sit there. I didn't mean you, kid. I just threw landfall decks out there, and I decided to fart in your face just because. How both of y'all heathens can shut the hell up. This wasn't supposed to be a personal attack video.
You know what the funniest thing was before Ken went off, I was going to compliment Ken. In that when I play against him, he's the only person that I play against with land decks that doesn't take 45-minute turns. So I was going to thank you for that because you take very fast turns. Normally, I think you're the only person I've ever played against that plays land decks where I haven't questioned getting up and doing something else mid-turn. Usually at least once when you're playing a land deck, you're like, I could be eating dinner, I could be taking a nap, I could be doing I could be peeing up someone's nose to evaporate or whatever Ken said is happening in the desert. I could be doing anything. So yeah, yours are you do fine. You're fast. You take quick turns. I be honest, I don't pay attention. I'm dead half the time anyway, so that doesn't. But yes, mine is Ken's beautiful land decks that we would never criticize. Land decks, just get them out of here.
Don't clean it up now.
Just not.
Don't clean that shit up now. You stand on it. You stand on it. You stand on business. Now getting back to the prompt.
Well, Ken plots my demise. Said, do you have another archetype that you personally try to avoid?
I was trying to think of some other ones.
I have to.
Without pissing off Ken.
Oh no, these are all.
We're walking on eggshells here.
Try not to stare the bear in the face.
Where's my damn?
All right, for me personally,
just for you personally.
Talk your trash.
Fast mana.
That's the same thing.
Nope, not the same thing. Not the same thing.
Okay.
Not the same thing. Tell it on yourself. So for me, fast mana are those low mana artifacts that you get out super early in the game. The ones that, probably are also on the reserve list cost a half a mortgage. Price doesn't matter, doesn't care. It's just the fact that you're able to kind of set up yourself to turn 4 within the first turn, and you're playing. It's kind of similar to what I was saying with the combo stuff. It's almost like you're playing a different speed, a different game. Of course, if this is all established, everything we're saying today, if all this is established beforehand, before the game, all's fair in Magic and War. It's just that, for the people who's like, oh man, for me, I think what really grinds my gears is that I don't always necessarily mind you having fast mana. Is that every game, every other game, turn 1, you're putting out 3 mana rocks, and it's almost always the same ones. The mana crypt did that get banned? I forgot.
Yeah, it got banned.
Is that still
that got banned?
Okay, it did.
Thankfully, that one's gone.
That one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Mana
Wait, wait.
Vault still. We got
Mana
Grim
Vault,
Monolith.
Mana
We
Vault.
got Soul
Yeah.
Ring. We got.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
And-
the ones
and
that the ones I just kind of roll my eyes at, or my eyes just go to the top portion of my brain and it just starts like tickling it because it's like it just needs to. My brain just has an itch that I can't get to, so my eye has to do it. So it's just like I kind of black out when I see those cards because it's just like, okay, you're bajillion mana next turn. Okay, next game. I'm thinking about the next game. That's what's happening.
I agree with you. I hate fast mana too. But for you hypocritical bastard who 63% of the time start off with a soul ring, how dare you? How
It's
dare you?
it's just a soul ring.
That's
just
still fast mana.
It's just a statistic. That's the only one, though. It's just a statistical.
Oh,
error.
that's the
Or-
only
or-
one? You just literally got on a
but
soul.
for the people who soul ring into Mana Vault into Arcane Signet, and I'm just like, what is happening here? What are we doing?
You did that 2 times on our last stream.
Lies. Go back, everybody. Go back and watch the streams and prove me wrong.
Anyway, I hate fast mana too. I will agree with you. I think fast mana, especially when you can just literally dump your whole hand, and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure we're about to get smoked. So I will agree with you on fast mana.
Ken thought that I was personally attacking him because he put out stuff like Exploration turn 1.
It's called fair magic. That's what it's called. Two deck styles that I don't play because they don't jive with my play style. I don't play storm decks and cantrippy decks, and I'm not a huge reanimator player. I had like 1 or 2 decks that did it, but I'm not a huge play out the graveyard person. I think Muldrotha might have been my only deck that did that. Teneb was incidental, but
It's
most of
literally
that-
what the commander does.
how often did I play Teneb? Teneb never actually touched the battlefield.
No, but
As a matter of fact,
the deck did it itself. It didn't need the commander.
Especially, I'm pretty sure I can count how many times I played probably that Teneb deck like 50 times. How many times have you actually seen Teneb?
Just a few. It is currently now Thalia and the Gitrog monster, but a lot of the similar pieces are still there. Where if we don't exile your graveyard, things are coming back. So
You ready for this? You ready for this? I haven't played that deck in over 6 months.
well, I mean, I mean, I don't know how many games of Magic you're playing. Start playing more games.
But yeah, that.
But I got you. I feel you.
Oh, and I'm against mill decks too. That's a lie.
Am I back then? Is it looping
on
back
you.
to me? Yeah, it's one that I struggle with. So this is another one that I've tried a bunch of different variants of, and I have another one that I'm trying currently. But the one that I find myself struggling with the most to find a fun way to play are artifacts. I love artifact decks, but it's so hard to find a version of it that doesn't both feel miserable to play or I know everyone at the table is not having fun. And it's such a hard thing to find a balance for because I think artifacts are one of the best card types in Magic at how they make it feel flavorful. Like when you're playing an artifact deck, it feels like you're building a machine. It really does feel like you are like building something together with different pieces. And it's like one of the most satisfying deck types to goldfish. If you're just going to goldfish a deck, build an artifact deck. You're going to have the greatest time ever. But like getting one that feels satisfying to play where you don't feel like everyone at the table is miserable is so hard. I've tried everything from just like mono red artifacts with like a Duretti back in the day that very much just felt overwhelming. Like I was playing Megatron for a while and I still have a version of the deck, but I'm trying to like transition away from just artifact value because bam, 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 like, and you have a turn where you end up creating like a bajillion mana and all your artifacts like affinity out and all this, and it's like, well, that's not what I'm trying to do. Like my most recent project on artifacts is I'm playing Golbez, Crystal Collector, the Dimir commander from Final Fantasy. That's like it cares about artifacts, but it's also like the main focus on the deck is about other things. So I'm trying to see if I could find something that'll like satisfy like my Magic cravings with artifacts, but it's so hard and it kind of doubles into like playing against. It's similar to lands where the power floor for most artifact decks is so high because of the fact that artifacts as a card type are just so busted that it's always the same deal where you sit at a table and someone's like, oh, I'm just playing this artifact deck. And Ken, I'm going to praise you in advance so you don't think I'm targeting you. Your Brea deck is one of the only artifact decks I've played against that by turn 3 I didn't hate myself. That's just the thing. You've managed to put enough weird cards in there that it feels, but the majority of artifact decks you play against, it's the same like 20 cards, and it just spirals out of control so fast. There's a million things on board. It's hard to track. Similar to lands, you end up taking long turns, and they all synergize together so well. Yeah, it's just tough. Like, it's a card type. Landfall I've kind of given up on. I have no desire to ever have a lands deck again unless something crazy comes out that like changes my mind. I'm kind of done with lands decks. I've just found that they've gotten too powerful. But I'm going to keep trying. Artifacts, I want to get to work. I just can't do it. And it's just, I saw some head nods, so maybe y'all agree. It's just like one of the coolest card types. Why is it so strong? It's like, it's so hard to make a normal artifact deck.
I can agree with that, but one archetype that I could never get into was flicker decks. I could never get into bounce and flicker.
That's a good one, just because it's so hard to track.
Exactly.
It looks fun, but it feels like my brain would hurt.
Displacer kitten, all that type stuff. I've never been down with flicker decks, and honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever seen any one of you guys play like Stompy decks.
So that's what my quorum deck was supposed to be, the Jun deck. But that deck had a few things going with itself. Stompy just being one of them. But yeah, I like to say that I like to end my games with like combat damage and like either going wide or going tall with the big creature out of nowhere. But yeah, I would say in my head I like to win with combat damage, and that's probably why I don't win as many games as I feel like I should.
Yeah, yours is more like a death. Yours is more like a death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Right. I feel like I want to try to maximize a certain thing and try to see how many times I can make that thing happen to kill you, which is probably why, like I said, I'm not winning as many games, but I'm still having fun in those games. I'm achieving a certain goal, side goal. But yeah, Stompy deck. In my head, I try to go aggro, but it doesn't always work out that way. Yeah, that's kind of where the cookie crumbles for me. How about you, Derek? I notice you don't always do Stompy as well.
Not as much. I have like Gishath, so like dinosaurs, which is inherently going to be Stompy, like stomping on things. But for the most part, no, I do like to play weird. And we've talked about this before, and I think we do this the same a lot, where like I don't necessarily build decks with the intention of winning. I build decks with the intention of doing a specific cool thing that has the possibility of winning, if that makes sense. So like if I'm building, like I just talked about Golbez, for example, the whole purpose of that deck is to get really big creatures in the graveyard, get a bunch of artifacts out so you can get a Golbez trigger and drain everybody's life. It's a way towards winning the game. There's not really ways in the deck to like get that repeatedly, this or that. The whole mindset is, oh cool, I got a trigger, something happened. Or it's even like Valgavoth's a good example of a deck I play a lot that loses a lot. The whole purpose of that deck is to get your opponent's coolest cards and try to use them in different combinations. So it's like, I'm scratching the itch of the deck. If I just get to play some of my opponent's cool cards, the win is kind of just like, well, that's down the line. If that happens, great. But that's not really the purpose of it. And so I think stompiness in a way is, it sounds dumb, is almost too direct to winning for me. I don't necessarily want something that's just like, this is how I win. I want decks that put together like cool puzzles for me mid-game to be like, okay, now I'm going to try to get to pull this off. Like I did my cool thing. How does my cool thing turn into a win? Versus like the most common examples are like a Crater Hoof or like a Finale of Devastation, or like certain things that are just like, it is the cool thing, but it also ends the game on the spot. And I don't think there's either a right or a wrong way. I just don't get as much satisfaction if my big cool thing just ends the game. I want it to be a big cool thing, but then I want it to create like a situation for me to like, cool, I did it. Now how do I solve this puzzle type deal?
But Derek, aren't you like a huge stacks player too?
Oh, every stacks card. What are you talking about? I run every stacks card in every deck.
Go ahead and tell the people.
Do I have?
Go ahead and tell the people your beef with stacks and why you won't play it.
The craziest thing is, over the years, I've come to hate stacks less and less because I am much more annoyed when I sit down at a table by the player who is turboing and just doing too much too fast than a stacks player. Because like back in the day, games already took like a 3-hour average. I like, not even exaggerating by much. Games took forever back in the day. And stacks, you add stacks to like an older Commander game, you're talking about 5-6 hours. You're talking about games that do not end. So you just wasted my whole night for a single game. I got 4 decks I want to play, and I got to sit here and stare at your face the entire time. Versus now, games are speeding up so much, and there's so many times that I sit down, whether it's like in our play group or at LGSs or things, I have this deck, I'm so excited to try it out, this or that. By turn 3 or 4, it is so clear I'm not going to get to play Magic that game because everyone else is so far ahead that it's like, honestly, if there's a stacks player to slow it down, I'm not that mad. At least I get to play some Magic. I'm much more annoyed by the like, I mean, Sid, you kind of alluded to it earlier, but I'm much more annoyed by the decks that are just like, oh, whoops, I'm 17 turns ahead of everyone else. Who saw this coming? And it's like, well, now you just wasted all of our time. I just shuffled a deck with my little hands, my double sleeve Commander deck, wasted all this time to do setup, and now I just got to do, that's an hour of my life I'll never get back, 30 minutes of my life I'll never get back, and I just have to hope I get to try to do it again. So weirdly enough, stacks, not as much of a hated thing for me.
So, and this is a question for both of you guys. We talked about stuff that we didn't like and certain styles that we like. What is an absolute no, I don't ever plan to build on this in any kind of future deck? What deck type? Because I have one, and I'm pretty sure you this one I'm pretty sure you guys would agree with too. I have a deck list, a deck type that I will never build because it just seems like it's unfun. For me, I would have to say it's Super Friends. Like, I don't see myself ever building a Super Friends deck.
I will 10,000% agree. Well, we can kind of combine this because we're getting close to time too. Like, we basically, this last category is, I guess, a combo of things we both least enjoy playing against and therefore will never build ourselves. I feel like it's like a good double category for this because it feels like the same way. Like, I can't see you being excited to sit across from a Super Friends deck on any given day. Is it just a time equity thing? Because I know for me with Super Friends, it's because of the time. Do you have like a different vendetta?
It's too much to keep track of. It's too much going on, and it's way too many triggers going on at once. So when you have one, okay, that's easy to manage. I know what it does. But then you have a bunch of planeswalkers that have static and stuff that affects the whole board and does different things. So, for example, if you have a Ashiok or Narset and like 3 other planeswalkers, that means I can't draw an extra card. That means my library doesn't exist. That means that I can't search anything. It's a bunch of static stuff on the table that I can't place in my mind, and I end up forgetting about.
Don't you play all those cards?
You shut your mouth and your ass. First of all, those are in separate decks. All right, those aren't all in the same one, and that's one planeswalker. Okay. One. I had a feeling you was going to say that.
I was just listening. I was like, I've played against that with you. I've seen that. I've seen that.
The Narset is literally in one deck, and the Ashiok is in another deck. Don't you dare.
All right, so one that I definitely will probably not ever build, even though I have some of the cards, and I think I've donated some of these cards to you, Derek. Slivers. I've always been fascinated with slivers, interested with the mechanics. I personally, I like what they do. Like, slivers is an interesting, like, they got a cute little thing going on there where they all kind of share the hive mind of their abilities with one another, and they just become this crazy army that gets out of control. But yeah, just my experience playing against slivers, it was like, man, I always hated playing against them. So I just never had it in my heart to build an outright sliver deck. I would include a few slivers, like Necrotic Sliver. I think that's the one that the black and white one that can sack itself to says that slivers can pay 3 to sacrifice itself and destroy target permanent. That's the 3-drop in the black and white, the black and white one in one. But yeah, I just kind of avoid all other slivers, and I just, like I said, don't really have the heart in me to even play any of the sliver legends. They just seem way too strong to me, and they kind of just do the thing, where it's almost like autopilot, or you're just super indestructible, something like that, or you just have an army. So it was just like, I hate playing against them, and I would hate to be the person on the other side of the table throwing it at people, unless I do it in a clever, sneaky way. Like, I've tried to come up with several ways, but I don't feel like revealing that right now.
I'm a piggyback off that and say Eldrazi's.
Eldrazi's are a little bit interesting. They're a little bit different to me because I feel like for the most part you would have to work to get some Eldrazi's out unless we're cheating everything in. And of course, if you're playing an Eldrazi deck to keep up with the metas these days, you have to cheat most of them in or fast mana. Things that I kind of personally don't like, but I'll sneak an Eldrazi in a few of my decks, 2 or 3, depending on the deck. Especially if I have ways to reduce the mana cost. Like, I'll throw an Eldrazi in there because I work for it. Like, I had to reduce the mana cost first. I had to do this and do that to maybe like Rakdos, where it's like I got to deal damage first, and now these spells are reduced by that amount of mana, or some stuff like that. So it's not just like Eldrazi in your face.
Ooh, spooky boo.
As a Sliver player, I agree with everything you just said. I love them because of like the art and the lore and the flavor and all that. But it is very much like my sweaty tryhard deck. Like it's one of those where it's like I don't enjoy building strong decks. Like to me, there's just no satisfaction in it. Like there really just isn't. Putting together powerful, like Commander's already a broken format. Doing broken things doesn't feel exciting to me. So spending a bunch of time and energy to build a powerful deck feels like a waste to me. Like I'd rather do weird, cool things. But slivers, you don't have to think much. You just put a bunch of slivers, cards that say sliver in a pile, and then you sliver everywhere. And so it's like, if I'm going to play powerful Magic, I enjoy doing it in a thoughtless way with cards I think have cool art. And so that's kind of it's very much my like, okay, people are getting sweaty tryhard. The only deck I have right now to play is slivers. We'll just go that route. But yes, I agree. I think playing against them, and if you're not playing in a stronger pod, even I play Sliver Grave Mother, which I think is one of the weaker sliver commanders because it just doesn't have the same like combo potential or like immediate kill potential, that or that. Even being one of the weaker ones is still busted. Like it's still incredibly strong because it's slivers. So it's like, yeah, I feel like slivers have been the boogeymen of Commander for basically since its inception, of just like a card type that shows up in a lot of casual pods that is so hard to deal with if you just don't have constant board wipes. All right, so I think.
So yeah, this is just a list of things that that grinds our gears. But won't you guys in the bottom tell us about some of the play styles that you avoid, or play styles that you're more akin to? Everybody has their own particular play styles that they like to play, and you know what? When we out in the wild, like MagicCon Atlanta that's coming up, where we are going to be there, except Derek because he needs to go make moonshine in the hill somewhere. We get it, so we don't mind.
Ken, I never talked about my most hated.
What?
I never talked about the decks I'll never build, the ones I did, like the least.
Yeah,
my bad. Oh yeah. Okay.
All right, all of Ken's decks. My answer is all of Ken's decks. Finish what you're saying. You're good.
Let's do the transition there.
You rat
No, you're good.
bastard. you want to sit there and throw that on the outro. And, and that's the reason why I skipped you too, because I knew you was gonna do that. No, we keep all this in because I need people to see how much of a hater he is, especially when we trying to do an outro and I'm trying to go to a pre-release and you want to go there and hold me up with that BS. I knew you was gonna do this too. I could smell it. I could smell the beat. Yeah, that's right. That's what you be doing in your bathroom all day. All day. Throw it web slinging. Don't look that up on Google. Don't look that up at all. Anyway, tell us about in the specials at the bottom how much you love Spolderman and how much you can't wait for the set to drop. Anyway, see us in Atlanta. We'll be out there. Bring the decks, even the ones that we hate, and we will gladly crush you and your soul as you play them. As a matter of fact, my goal is to bring a Death Note, and I'm gonna have everybody I defeat sign it, and then I'm gonna take a picture of you and I'm gonna post it and make your mother cry. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us on this episode. We like to have fun with you guys, and we're trying to hit to that 25K, and we need you guys to help us get there, because if you don't, we will find you, and we will do something inappropriate, like peeing inside of a theater. Thank you guys for joining us. We like rocking with y'all. Like and subscribe. But until next time, Darren, we're going to talk about this and this butt whooping I'm going to give you next time you try to throw me under the bus and we doing a recording. I promise you on everything. I'm going to hit you so hard, your state's going to get air conditioned.